It's that time again for Total Sport on Impact's Business Radio 92.5 FM, your daily sport on radio. Time again to take you around the world of sport, serving you with GC sporting stories we have for you this afternoon. Today we're talking about the issues concerning the vacant managerial role in the Super Eagles of Nigeria, and with the statement released by the Nigeria Football Federation after a meeting with the Sport Ministry, saying that they want to conduct an interview with more candidates to see the capable one for the job. So let's see what is going to happen. Then we'll talk about this extensively, and as well the news involving the compensation fee and all of that, how FIFA decisions is not welcomed by the president of Nigeria Football Federation, Amutajero, saying that they would have to appeal that decision to pay over £370,000 as compensation for termination of his contract early. Remember, his contract should have expired this December this year, so unfortunately it was late last year that the contract was terminated, and he couldn't even take the team to the African Cup of Nations in January in Cameroon. We'll talk about this extensively and also look at some European stories. Good news for City. Erling Haaland is their player, and of course the medical look has been finalized according to report, and he could be joining Man City at the end of the season. We'll look at the pros and cons, what this means for City, how Haaland could actually fare in the front. The number 9 role for Man City. Remember, City have been playing without a out-and-out striker, and of course it's good to have Haaland in that team for them, going to help them with the goals. We'll take a look at this, and of course tonight in the English Premier League, Liverpool will be up against Aston Villa. What should Liverpool do to stop Aston Villa? They have to score 4 goals to go on top again. That definitely would come easy for sure. The last time Liverpool needed to score goals like this, that around 2012, that was when they played against Crystal Palace in the English Premier League, 2014 rather, and it ended 3-3, and that was how Liverpool missed out in a chance to win the title that year. Nothing same thing will happen tonight, but it's important Liverpool score more goals in order to disrupt Man City on top of the law. We'll talk about this on the program this afternoon. It's Total Sport on Ibr 92.5 FM, the sport headquarters in southwest Nigeria. I am Kenny Bamley. Welcome on board. Just to let you know that you can be a big part of the program by calling in and of course contributing to some of the stories we have for you on the program. Right now I will read out the line, so when the time is right you can actually call in 0916 104 7698, 0916 104-7698 or 0811-052-6487, 0811-052-6487. You can as well call 0902-280-9257, 0902-280-9257. This program is live on Facebook. Go on to our Facebook handle at facebook.com/IBR925FM Ibadan. You can also follow us on Twitter at IBR925FM Ibadan. Same on Instagram. Welcome on board once again. Let me introduce the Sport Maestro, Samson Amutajero, who is right here with me. The Sport Maestro, how are you doing today?
Yeah, I'm good. Good afternoon to all our listeners out there. It's good to be back here to talk sports in a big way again. Let's get down to business.
Alright, let's get down to business. That was very saucy. Good one there coming from the Sport Maestro. As expected, let's start from the National Basketball Association and talk about the games played this morning and of course the game played last night. For Golden State Warriors, Steph Curry scored 32 points as Golden State Warriors survived a late scare to defeat Memphis Grizzlies 101-98 and move to the brink of the Western Conference playoff finals. That was the game played yesterday. Curry poured in 18 points in the final quarter as an out-of-sort Warriors reeled in the Grizzlies with less than a minute remaining to close out the victory and take a 3-1 lead in the best of sevens. Memphis, who suffered in 142-112 Marlin in game 3 that was on Saturday, and looked poised to punish one of the worst Golden State Warriors offensive displays in years to seize victory at San Francisco Chase Center. But after leading from the opening quarter until the final minute of the fourth quarter, the Grizzlies without injured Ja Morant were unable to hold on. And as Grizzlies tightened down the stretch, it was Curry who kept his cool to reel off a string of free throws that allowed Golden State Warriors edge at home. And Curry gave the Warriors their fourth lead of the night from the free throw line for 94 93 with 45.7 seconds left. The airtime All-Star then bagged 6 more free throws for them in that one, before the end of the game. And Andrew Wiggins finished with 17 points, while Klay Thompson and Jordan Poole had 40 points apiece. The sport maestro, Golden State Warriors, looking like at some point in that game they were going to lose the game to the Grizzlies, but they held on and fought really hard. They got that victory at the end of the day, and it was Steph Curry who spearheaded them to that big win, 3-1 right now in the series.
Yeah, definitely. I never expected less from GSW. They are doing as expected, and they have done so well. As Steph Curry, Klay Thompson, Andrew Wiggins, these are guys that have actually risen to the occasion and have done what is needed to be done. I remember that coach. Coach Mike Brown, still the substantive coach of the D Tigers of Nigeria. But then I've traveled down to the US to see how GSW is faring, and of course the same thing that happened in 2017. Remember, before they won the championship in 2017, the coach Steve Kerr was not in good terms. He wasn't in good condition as at that time, and he had to be sidelined. And Coach Mike Brown took charge in 2017, and they won the championship. The same thing is happening right now. Coronavirus. Steve Kerr has been, he's been touted to have contracted coronavirus few hours to the game, and Coach Mike Brown had to step in. I remember Mike Brown has just signed as a substantive coach for Sacramento Kings, but before he's gone, that will be after this post season. That's when he's going to be, he's going to, go back to Sacramento to be their coach. But then right now he's there as their coach. He's doing well. Steph said, well, the only thing we missed about Steve Kerr is his voice, his presence. But then we haven't missed anything about him really, because that man, Mike Brown, has really risen to the occasion, giving them instructions, and they ensured that they won the game, the series, the fourth game in the series.
Yeah, so it's not 3-1 now. Let me ask you this. Steve Kerr out for now, at least they've got Mike Brown, fine. But now, do you think Grizzlies can turn things around? 3-1 up Golden State Warriors. Can they turn things around?
Well, anything is possible. This is sports. We remember what Denver did, last season. Going into the postseason, they did the wonder. They did a double on. They did that. I think they almost did against even the Suns at that point in time. So it was anything can happen. This is sports. So, but I feel these guys have learned. GSW, Golden State Warriors, have learned from the past editions of the postseason era, and even the time last season. Remember, they didn't qualify for even the postseason. They didn't qualify. So this time they are in the semis, and they need all it takes to get to the semis, and they are almost at the verge of it. So 3-1, I feel, for me, it's done and dusted.
Okay, for you it's done and dusted, but this is it. Now, they missed Ja Morant in this game. And I remember vividly during the regular season, Ja Morant missed a game, and guys like Desmond Bain, Jaren Jackson all stood up, and they did really well without Ja. Now, is it that they faced a stronger team in Golden State Warriors, because they have proven to be a stronger team even without Ja Morant? But what happened to them this morning?
Yeah, what happened to them is simply experience. Golden State Warriors have been there before. Remember, like I said, 2017 they won it, and they understand the game. They understand it better than Memphis. I'm not sure any of their players have been to this level before. So, but then the Golden State Warriors still got some couple of players quite experienced who are there in 2017 when they won it, 2019 too. So these are the things they got to the post. They got to the post season even in 2019. So if you look at it at that point, it shows that these guys have really been around. But Memphis Grizzlies, how many of them? Ja Morant, I'm not sure he has been to the semis of the conference before. I'm not sure. No. Even other players there. So, but then you can talk about Steph, you can talk about Klay, even if Wiggins have not been, but then at least Steph and Klay have been there.
Definitely.
Okay, let's move away from that game and talk about this other game between Milwaukee Bucks and the Boston Celtics. It's what Al Horford, who sings the Milwaukee Bucks in that one. In Milwaukee, Al Horford scored 30 points, and that's a playoff career high for that man, as Boston Celtics produced a devastating late scoring boost to defeat Milwaukee Bucks 116 to 108, and not their best of 7 series at 2-all. The defending champions Bucks, they look like The team heading for a 3-1 lead in the Eastern Conference semi-final series after stretching to an 11-point lead late in the third, with Giannis Antetokounmpo in a commanding form. It looked like the Bucks would actually get that win at some point, but Boston Celtics had other idea. It was a devastating fourth quarter showing display from the Celtics, and Horford scored 16 as Boston outscored Milwaukee 43-28 and transformed the contest as Celtics head home for Boston for Game 5 on Wednesday. That's tomorrow. All four total was a career high in the playoff games and gives Celtics a crucial advantage with 2 of 3 games remaining in the series taken in Boston. Big one for Milwaukee Bucks, big one for Boston Celtics. Right now it's 2-2. Aren't you scared that Giannis could miss out in the championship this season?
Yeah, I said so. I said so the other time, if you remember. I said it's not going to be a walk, just a simple walkway for them. They are going to struggle to win, even if they are going to win at the end of the day, but of which I'm not even sure. Right now they're on 2-2. It shows that the Celtics are not resting on their horse. Look at what Al Horford did, and of course that man Marcus Smart. You can't imagine how he was outsmarting the Milwaukee Bucks players. I mean, there was a dunk that he did. He was almost falling, and he threw the ball and it went into the net. That shows that these guys are serious about this postseason. And of course, looking at it, this is one of the most enjoying game. I mean, that I really enjoyed it. Because it was an end-to-end point.
End-to-end, at some point they felt, like I said, it was looking like Milwaukee Bucks will see the initiative.
Yeah, very, very. I mean, you look at the way they have actually played. It shows that Boston really wants to win this series. They want to win it against Bucks, and the Bucks too. They have learned their lessons. Remember, they have learned it from they learned it the hard way from these. Trying to remember their name now.
Who's that?
Of course, I'm trying to remember the Kevin Durant's team.
Brooklyn Nets.
Brooklyn Nets. Sorry, Brooklyn Nets. They learned their lessons from Brooklyn Nets. How they ousted them by 4-0. I mean, they didn't have just even one.
Yeah.
Now it's going like the same way right now. Just that Milwaukee Bucks have been able to.
This can't be a clean sweep.
No, it can't be definitely. Just that they learned from there. They learned from Brooklyn, and they saw that if we are not careful, these guys are going to give us a clean sweep. And look at it right now, it's 2-2. So from tomorrow we're going to see another game. Probably it might go either way, and then it's going to be on the 7th. I feel that they are going to play until the very 7th game before they can decide.
Okay, you think this is going to a 7-game series? That's
Definitely.
a cracker.
Definitely.
Well, it's expected. Seeing Milwaukee Bucks are seeing Boston Celtics fighting this hard for the place in the conference final. But are you tipping Boston to win this one at the end of the day?
I want them to win it. A part of me wants me to.
Is it because of Ime Udoka?
Yeah, definitely. I have to just be, I have to be partial here.
Definitely, I'm sure Nigerians definitely want Ime Udoka's Boston Celtics to win this one. But at the same time, imagine Giannis Antetokounmpo lovers too. I'm
of
sure
course, both of them are.
Giannis has got the Nigerian heritage.
Definitely.
Ime Udoka, obviously Nigeria.
Exactly.
So picking one is hard, but maybe going with the guy that played for Nigeria in 2006 FIBA Olympics. I'm talking about Ime.
Of course.
That would be the because Giannis never represented Nigeria.
Exactly.
Okay, that's it. We already campaigning for Ime Udoka here. Alright, stay to the sport on IBR 92.5 FM, your daily sport on radio, and this is the sport headquarters in southwest Nigeria. I am Kenny Bamlili, and also got Samson Omotosho right here with me, the one I call the Avalanche. So remember this program is live on Facebook. Go on to our Facebook handle, facebook.com/IBR925FM Ibadan, facebook.com/IBR925FM Ibadan. Right now, let's come down home and talk about the issues with the Super Eagles of Nigeria, talking about who's going to be the next coach, what is the decision right now, and of course we then move to raw compensation issues. get it twisted. You are still listening to Total Sport on IBR92.5 FM. Right now, let's talk about NFF, who wants to conduct further interviews in a few days' time with prospective candidates vying for the position of technical advisor of the Super Eagles of Nigeria. They want to conduct interviews for more candidates in order to get a capable coach, a fitting coach for that position. This was disclosed in a communique sent by the NFF's communications department following a meeting between the football body and of course the sport ministry. It was revealed that both NFF and ministry will meet to make a final decision concerning the appointment of the new technical advisor. And this the top sport maestro. Okay, last week we talked about fans not happy that we don't have a new coach yet, and of course ex-internationals having their own say on that. Right now, with the communique released yesterday, they want to conduct further interviews for more candidates. Now, the African Cup of Nations qualifier comes up in less than a month time, in June precisely. Now, conducting interviews, that should take a week or two. Don't you think it's going to be fire brigade approach when the AFCON qualifiers draws are near?
Well, for me, I keep saying it, and I'll be very succinct about it again. It is when you start seeing, when you see things start happening like this, it shows that we should understand that there is just try to understand the handwriting on the wall. Try to understand the perspective of these politicians calling themselves the football administrators. They are trying to be political about it. I can read it clearly. These are administrators that doesn't want a coach that can stand on his own without interference. Many of those coaches will give you their own conditions. If I'm coming to coach the Super Eagles, there mustn't be any interference. You cannot interfere in my player selection. You cannot interfere in my tactics. You cannot interfere in whom goes home or who stays. So these are issues that we are facing in Nigeria, and it has become a norm right now. That now that the sports ministry is focusing on them, saying we need you to conduct this interview as quick as possible.
Now the sports ministry want a level playing ground. Remember, Jose Pizarro should have been the coach by now.
Yeah, of
But
course.
the sports ministry want level playing ground for every candidate, not favoritism.
Yeah, of course. We've always seen favoritism every time. Iguavoin was favored. We've seen a lot of these coaches have been favored to come on board, and they've done nothing. Of course, literally they've proved us to right over time to say these guys are just flash in the pan. We saw that with Iguavoin. It was just a flash in the qualifiers. I mean in the AFCON, where he won all 3 games, and everybody thought, oh, the savior is here, not knowing that it was just a disguise. That was just a disguise. But looking at it from another point of view, I feel personally that these guys still want to have their way, and there is no way that they will be having interference in player selection, in some of the decision making by the coach, that we're going to make any headway. We are still going to remain in status quo if we have not learned from the past, from other coaches that have allowed interference. Look at Amutajero. To an extent, he didn't really allow interference, and that's why we saw they began to come with different agreements and say, okay, he must train, he must stay in Nigeria, live in Nigeria, see some local players, do this, do that. Of course, those are options. Those are still part of the agreement, and of which he did. Now, at the end of the day, he was sacked. Now we are at the receiving end, because right now we didn't qualify for the World Cup. I'm sure Amutajero will be in his room laughing now, saying that, well, the team I wanted to actually help, they didn't qualify for the World Cup, and they didn't do well at the Nations Cup. So it is just we bearing the brunt. But I'm sure football fans out there would want a substantive coach that will be well represented. We don't want a coach that will come and take us backwards in our football again. We want a coach that
we don't want a coach that will take us to the drawing board.
Definitely, we don't want to go back there again. Drawing board has always been very, very difficult for Nigeria, because that's where you find all of the football administrators in Nigeria. They want to outline their own view.
The style in the drawing board is what they follow.
They start giving you hypotheses and start giving you, I don't know if they want to do some of them I want to do their experiment. They do experimentation. Now we are seeing I don't let him not mention his name. So it doesn't look as if I am beefing. No, doesn't look as if I have one thing against him.
You know, at times when you look at the issues with Nigerian football, personally, I understand, but at times I can never understand because you're just so confused as to some decision making. Right now, okay, before we go on this quick break and just to let you know the phone lines are officially open, let's talk about the fact that we don't have a coach right now, and with the communique released by the Sport Ministry and the Nigerian Football Federation, they are trying to conduct further interview for more candidates in order to get someone fitted for the job. Now, what is going to happen to our African Competition qualifiers for Ivory Coast? What is going to happen when we lock horns with Sierra Leone, in the African Cup of Nations qualifiers? 0916-104-7698, 0916-104-7698, or 0811-052-6487, 0811-052-6487. You can as well call 0902-280-9257, 0902-280-9257. Right now we have to go for this quick break. Total Sport returns shortly.
Look, there's no easier way to say this. Slow internet is bad for business. So, if you want what's best, get the Airtel Smartbox Outdoor Unit for SMEs.
Indeed, do business at internet speed of up to 200 megabytes per second with the Airtel Smartbox Outdoor Unit for SME and enjoy instant access to other amazing offers. Dial 1010 toll free or send an email to airtelbusiness@ng.airtel.com to get started.
Airtel, the smartphone network.
Total Sport on Impact Business Radio 92.5 FM, the sport headquarters in Southwest Nigeria. Total Sport.
Welcome back from that break. You're still listening to Total Sport on Ibr92.5 FM. Right now, we're talking about the story concerning the Super Eagles of Nigeria first, where the NFF and the Sport Ministry wants to conduct further interviews for candidates, for the job. Remember, we had 4 shortlisted: Philip Koku, Ernest Bavade, Jose Pizarro, and of course, Laurent Blanc for the coaching role. Right now, they want to conduct interviews with more so they can get the perfect fit for Gunnar Raw. That's talking about the replacement for Gunnar Raw. Right now, let's talk about that man. I'm talking about the Franco-German tactician Gunnar Raw. Late last year, his contract was terminated early. The contract should have run until December this year, 2022. Now, he couldn't take the team to the African Cup of Nations. Augustine Guavon was appointed the interim coach for AFCON, also led us to the World Cup qualifiers, and we failed to qualify for the World Cup. We were thrown out in the second round of the African Cup of Nations in Cameroon. Now, yesterday, FIFA came up with a decision on a contract early termination. Now, FIFA said the other NFF are to pay £378 million for the unfair dismissal of Gunnar Raw. Former Super Eagles head coach will get just under £380,000, rather £380,000 from the Nigerian Football Federation as compensation after the football house ended his contract. The Sport Maestro, £380,000 at first. Now, this was meant, if it was going to be like a full talking about fine, it's going to be like 1 million pounds, but FIFA instead went for half, which is a partial decision on this, and they said NFF should pay £380,000 for Gunnar Raw as compensation for terminating his contract early. Now, Ahmad Pinnick said yesterday they would have to appeal this decision. Maybe the money is too much for the NFF to pay right now. Remember, we don't have a new coach yet. Talk about the wage and allowances and all of that. He said it's good. They are going to appeal, and they have some days to actually make 45 days to pay this compensation. So within 45 days, they have to launch an appeal to ensure that everything is sorted before 45 days. Let me ask you. £380,000, that's a lot of money. And do you think Raw should have gone this far with the way it was treated?
Well, even farther than that, if you ask me, because nobody wants to be sacked, and on top of it, you were sacked and your contract breached. You didn't pay. Remember what it took Chelsea to pay Mourinho off when he was being sacked the second time. They had to pay him huge amount of money. And of course, when he was being sacked at Manchester United, the same thing. He waited, and of course, the money was paid. So, if a coach has been sacked, prior to the time of the expiration of his contract, you need to pay him, because he wasn't the person that resigned. He didn't resign. He was sacked. So you have to pay him for the period of time that he has spent with you, and of course the time that he signed with you. His contract was supposed to expire in December this year. So of course, FIFA has mandated NFF to pay him up till December. That means it's going to be 1 million if they were to go by that. But then they slashed it and said, okay, pay 380 million. Now if you are paying 380 million,
380,000.
I mean 380,000. Sorry, now pay 380,000. So it's been it wasn't twice slashed, almost thrice slashed. So I think they have been very very benevolent enough to have said that Nigeria should pay him 380 ahead of 1 million. So it's if the NFF president would go to the courts to say, okay, perhaps maybe court of arbitration for sports or something, to say, okay, we can't pay this amount, let's come to a compromise. Now, before this is what I want Nigerians to understand. Before he can agree to that, they must come to a round table, sit down, and discuss with him. So anything that I'm sure FIFA will still send NFF back to Raw and say, go and discuss with him whatever he says. So they have to still come back to round table and discuss with Genotro. Genotro is right in his decision. Okay. He's right with everything that he has done, because it's his contract, and contract, when it's breached, it must attract fine. So the fine the NFF is meant to pay, but it's still good. They go for an appeal. If they go to the appeal, they go to court for appeal, and appeal must be granted on the decision of the person in charge, the person who has been of Genotro. So if he did not agree, NFF, I'm afraid NFF will have to pay £380,000.
0916-104-7698. 0916-104-7698 or 0811-052-6487. 0811-052-6487. You can as well call 0902-280-9257. 0902-280-9257. Right now, the sport match. Let's take a look at the quote from Amutajero. And I quote, he said, that is not the true position. He said FIFA declined most of his Raw's requests and said they should pay him 377, which is approximately 380,000 pounds, because we paid him $6 million. Yeah. So we are still debating whether to go to the Court of Arbitration for Sportscast and tell them to convert that we paid him to what FIFA wants us to pay him. Now, what he's saying is that is not the truth. That's not the truth, according to what Amutajero said, that there was a fee agreement between the NFF and FIFA to pay Raw, and that was paid. But that's one of the reasons why they want to go for the appeal right now on this case on ground.
Yeah, well, if this is laughable, if the NFF president is saying that whatever Raw is doing is wrong, why would FIFA now give the authority to say they should pay $80,000? Why would he do that? And of course, secondly, if he was wrong about his decision, if he was wrong about what all of the accusation against NFF, I am sure that FIFA wouldn't give 45 days ultimatum. So if that ultimatum has been given, it shows that Genotro was actually right with all that he has done, with all that he has said against NFF. So it is very simple. The issue is very clear. What you need to do is what NFF needs to do is go to the Court of Appeal the whole thing, and of course come to round table with Genotro, agree on how much to pay him, and pay him off, let him go. It is not for him to come out and start saying what Raw has done, it is contrary to what NFF. Okay, if he wasn't right about what he has said, if he wasn't right, I'm sure FIFA wouldn't give Nigeria 45 days ultimatum to pay him. So we should get it right. It's not about just whether anyone is supporting Raw. This is contract based. You have breached the contract, you have to pay fine for it.
Now, can NFF pay that amount of money right now?
Of course, they don't have a choice. They have to cough it out, whether from grants, whether from anywhere. They have to just cough it out. They are the one that breached contract. So if you have breach contract, you should be ready for the consequences.
Well, you have to be ready for the consequences. Okay, we missed a call just now. You can do well to call back 0916 104 7698, 0916 104 7698, or 0811052647, 0811052647. You can as well call 0902-280-9257, 0902-280-9257. Right now, let's go foreign and talk about Erling Haaland transfer to Manchester City, and of course the Liverpool game tonight, and other interesting sporting stories we have for you on the program this afternoon. After this break, we'll be back.
It's thrilling, it's engaging, it's educative. It's Total Sports on Impact Business Radio, Ibr92.5FM.
So let's get ready, let's play the game the right way, and let's win the ball game.
Join the ever-reliable team of Total Sports on the first and only business radio station every weekday from 3:05 p.m. to 4 p.m. and on Saturdays from 1 p.m. to 2 p.m. for top-notch analysis from the exciting world of sport.
It was a low-scoring affair between Los Angeles Lakers and, of course, Memphis Grizzlies. The Lakers, I think, it's the experience and maturity that came to play in this one.
Covering the National Basketball Association, NBA, tennis, Formula One, boxing, and football.
At the end of the day, to get in the Champions League, you have to be a good team.
Fernandez slamming it into the roof of the net in the opening 7 minutes.
Total Sports also features Sportspreneurship on Tuesday, all for your listening pleasure. Remember to join us every weekday from 3:05 p.m. to 4 p.m. and on Saturdays from 1 p.m. to 2 p.m. to also participate and have your say on topical issues making round in the pulsating world of sports.
And Anthony Joshua has an emphatic knockout win.
For more information, sponsorship or inquiries, please call 0815-630-2518. Total Sports on Impact Business Radio, your daily sports tonic on radio. Don't miss it. Total Sport on Impact Business Radio 92.5 FM, the sport headquarters in Southwest Nigeria.
Welcome back. Right now, let's talk about this transfer news that broke yesterday about Erling Haaland joining Man City. And the first time after that news broke, Man City boss Pep Guardiola has spoken and says everyone knows the situation regarding the club's move for Dortmund striker Erling Haaland. The 1-year-old striker, 63 million pounds transfer from Bundesliga is said to be understood completed right now. That seems to be like a good news for City fans and those who want City to get a striker. The Sport Maestro, for some time now, City have been playing without a number 9. They have been going for the first 9, and it's been working for them somehow, but in some crucial games where you need a striker, they seem to struggle. Now, getting someone like Haaland, do you think Haaland can is the missing piece in the puzzle for Man City right now?
Well, for me, I feel that I have mixed feelings with this transfer and all of that. For me, it's not as if I don't really like Erling Haaland. He's a fantastic striker, complete one at that. Shots, quality, prowess when it comes to scoring goals. He's got that skill, that intuition and everything. He's got all that it takes to be a very fantastic striker. But one thing that I'm not really satisfied with is the fact that he's moving from Bundesliga to the EPL. Well, I hope he's going to cope. I hope he's going to be able to replicate the same form he's had at Borussia Dortmund. And of course, from where he was coming from, I think RB Leipzig, where he actually where he plied his trade initially before coming to Borussia Dortmund. And Erling Haaland has proven to be a very good striker, but then I hope injury wouldn't set in for him, because there was at a certain time he had injury, and that injury lingered for a long time. That's one. On the other hand, I would have preferred Harry Kane ahead of Erling Haaland. Reason being, Of course, we know that Harry Kane is a goal poacher when it comes to, of course, and he understands the game, understands English Premier League, is the substantive captain of England. He understands, but then you might want to say on the advantage, the disadvantage side,
you prefer Kane to Alan?
Definitely.
Why?
For me, I feel for Manchester City, he understands the terrain. He's been there for a long time. The switching wouldn't be an issue for him. He would gladly gel into that team. But then when Alan is coming from a different league entirely. One might want to say, okay, what about RB Leipzig when he was there? What did he do? He did well, and of course in Borussia Dortmund he has scored goals. But the only advantage I feel he's got over Harry Kane right now is the age. He's a very young man. He's barely 23. He's not even up to 23. So he's still a very young man. He's got many years ahead of him, and of course he's got the potential of a good striker. The prowess is there. Everything is there. But I just hope that he's going to be able to to acclimatize with English Premier League.
Now, talking about acclimatizing, now City, for some players in that City team, for example, Gabriel Jesus is that striker that wants to play wide. But playing for a team like City, you probably don't have that chance to play wide like that. And that's one of the reasons why you don't see him scoring from all cylinders. He just got to touch the ball, pass the ball around, and just have fun with that. Now, do you think Haaland will be cool with seeing too many touches before the ball reach him?
That's another kettle of fish that we need to look out for again. That man, Erling Braut Haaland, I know him to be that striker. Give him the ball, he's got the opportunity, he shoots from any angle. He's got a very long range shot. He can give you long range shot, he can give you a very close one, and of course his head very good on the air. So, and looking at City's style of football, they don't really play from the flanks. They don't really cross the ball. They don't really do that. They prefer to play from the center, touch the ball and get to the 18-yard ball, probably from outside of the 18-yard ball, shoot some couple of shots, and that could be done by Kevin De Bruyne, or is done by if that man Gundogan if he's there. But if these players are not there, you don't get to see guys shoot from a long distance. Apart from, okay, maybe you Cancelo too does that, and Kyle Walker at a point in time they do that, but you of course, trying to understand the pattern of Manchester City, they do not really play that style of football, playing from the flanks and giving you that wide ball and all of that.
Now, talking about Haaland, he's got the temperament and finishing ability to be more comfortable in that role. This is the reason, because he averages 36.5 touches per 90 minutes in the Champions League, and this is fewer than other elite strikers. Watching the ball circulated around him shouldn't be a problem.
No, it shouldn't be a problem. He too is a team player. He likes how he can play on the ground. He can hold on to the ball, and that's one thing. He's tall, lanky, and he's got the pace too. So he's got the abilities. I think he's got of course few things that makes Harry Kane better is because Harry Kane has been in the game for a long time, and Harry Kane can actually use both legs to shoot. And he's a very prolific striker. Both are prolific to an extent, but then age is one thing that makes that really will keep Harry Kane behind that man.
Okay, now this is it. This is from another angle. He scored with 9 1 touches in his first 8 games for Dortmund. 9 1 touches.
Yeah, he's very good at one touch.
So in 8 games played, he scored 9 goals, and 9 of those goals were just one touch finish, and which means it's an indication that he needs just a moment to just get the goal.
Yeah, very brilliant,
and definitely he's going to get that high quality service from that City players.
He's going to get it. That's
what De Bruyne, you got Ronaldo, you got Gundogan, you got Sterling. These guys can provide you with some cool passes.
Yeah, they can. I just hope, that's why I said I hope he would be able to acclimatize on time. Because sometimes like that you think, oh, the person is just going to come. Remember what happened to Lionel Messi? Everybody thought, oh, it's going to be a clean sweep for him. He will just go to everyone thought he would just go to they call the French Ligue 1. Everyone calls it the Farmers League. That he will go there and have a clean sweep. I was of that opinion that of course he's just going to be flying. But guess what? His wings have been clipped. So anything can happen.
Yeah.
I just hope that Erling Haaland will not come and start struggling at Manchester City.
Let's see how events unfold. But Alan should be able to acclimatize to live at Man City. What do you think? Okay, we've got a call here, and let's see who is on the line. All right, we lost that one. You can do well to call back on the program 0916 104 7698 0916 104 7698. What do you think of Haaland's move to Manchester City? And as well, try the other line 0811052647 0811052647 or 0902280927 0902280927. Let's see if this line would work. Okay. Hello.
Hello. Good afternoon.
Good afternoon to you. What's your name and where are you calling from?
Joseph from Road.
All right, welcome to the program.
Now, on Haaland going to City, I think it's a good move for him, only if he stays fit. And the last time out, when Ronaldo wanted to come to City, I was saying he will just make City unplayable. And thank God he didn't come anyway. He went to, because City just made that good. Even with no strikers, they scored the most goals in Premiership this season. I think far ahead of you. I don't know. But I think Tottenham will be. But I think it was Real Madrid and Barcelona that was in the race before. But maybe because I think and the money is cheap. 53 million. So why did Real and Barcelona pull out? You don't think they are okay?
I don't know Man City were the front runners.
No, yes, the guy preferred Real or Barca. He was saying it, but they are not coming. So that's lovely. So thank you.
All right, thank you very much for that one. Real Madrid were going for Kylian Mbappe, right, Sportmaster?
Yeah, definitely. Real Madrid were going for Kylian Mbappe, and they have he has given a nod, of course, by his word. He has given his word, but then he hasn't put pen to paper. So that's the only thing left. But everyone still believes that Kylian might still leave at the end of the season.
We've got a call here. Hello, good afternoon.
Hello, good afternoon, guys.
Good afternoon to you. What's your name and where are you calling from?
My name is Amutajero. I'm calling from LA.
Alright, so welcome to the sport this afternoon.
Okay, so I want to talk about Haaland. That's the guy who's Man City. Okay, it's a good thing that he's been able to break Calvin De Bruyne's record for the youngest earning football player. But I'm more concerned about the results he's going to get at Man City, and if he'll be able to. Hello?
Yeah, I can hear you. You can go on. Okay, so
I'm concerned about the results he's going to be putting out at his new club. So hopefully he should be able to replicate everything he did at Borussia Dortmund. So that's my opinion.
Okay, all right. Thank you very much for that one. Okay, so keep the calls coming. 0916-104-7698, 0916-104-7698, or 0811052647, 0902-280-9257. So teams like Manchester United, what is your advice to them right now? City, despite how strong they are going for, they are getting players. Now United, what should they be doing right now if City are reinforcing?
We cannot actually say that Manchester City are strong because they didn't win the Champions League.
They're strong. They are set to win the Premier League.
Definitely, they are set to win.
They're still a very strong team, regardless.
Yes, I knew that they were going to, they were going to have it.
Sorry,
on.
Very cool. Hello, good afternoon.
Yeah, good afternoon.
Good afternoon to you. What's your name and where are you calling from? Your name again?
This is Sheldon from Akwete.
Alright, you're welcome to the program.
Yeah, the move of Haaland to Man City, I have my doubts anyway, because just like what my other person in the studio said, I prefer Harry Kane. Harry Kane would have been better, because apart from knowing the terrain, England striker, we are talking about England captain.
Remember Man City splashed £100 million on Grealish?
Yes, we all know about Grealish.
Another English player.
Grealish has not been consistent in the top level like Harry Kane. Harry Kane has been top notch for like 6-7 years
now. We have seen the best of Kane only with Tottenham.
Yes, but it's still at the England level too, at national level.
Alright.
Yes, it is well. So, but looking at this lefty, all this lefty one-legged player, it is well with them.
Thank you very much.
Alright.
Some savage sign out there.
Well, if you say, I understand his point of view, but then we might not really be able to say that a left footer. We've seen the best of players in Arjen Robben. We've seen Van Persie, and these are fantastic players, including Lionel Messi. We've seen them. So it might not be that we say a left footer and all that. We've seen best of players, Raul. We've seen Ryan Giggs. These are fantastic players that were left footers, and they've been able to do wonders even with their one leg. So it might not really be a yardstick for for that man, Erling Haaland.
Yeah, let's see how it goes. Okay, let's move away from that, the Sport Maestro, and talk about the game to expect tonight in the English Premier League. That's Liverpool against Aston Villa. Not at Anfield, it's going to be at the Villa Park. Stephen G, don't want to hurt Liverpool fans, right?
Definitely, it's going to hurt you tonight. Well, remember the first leg. I think Liverpool actually was beaten by Liverpool. The first leg,
a goal to nil,
one goal, and it was so painful. It didn't want to lose at Anfield at that point in time. But this time around, you're going to the park, and guess what? The park is going to be hot because they are going to park the box. So a lot of work is going to be done. I feel that even if Liverpool are to win that game tonight, it's not going to be by 4 goals to nothing. Expect it to be maybe 1-0. Or even 2-1.
Alright, now this is it. Beware of another Crystal Palace. This is it. Crystal Palace scored 3 goals in 11 minutes. That left Luis Suarez and fans in tears. The last time Liverpool went on a goal hunt to bridge the goal difference versus Man City. Now, this is some historical, fact, about Liverpool. Where they found themselves when they needed to score more goals. Then they 3-all against Crystal Palace. Right now against Aston Villa, a strong team, but maybe I've kind of struggled lately. Don't you think Liverpool should try to go for the goals? I mean, they're going to win for sure. They want to win, but don't you think they should go for the goals and see how they can, go level up with City and reduce the goal difference?
Definitely, it's going to be a very difficult nut to crack. Tonight it's not going to be easy for them. But I'm very certain. I don't know why. I'm very certain it's not going to be up to 4. And even if it's up to 4, it's going to be 4-2, 4-3. 4-2. It's not going to be. You can't beat them. You can't beat them 5-4-0 or even 5-0.
Now the game of football is just like biscuit. You don't know where it's going to crack. You can't be so sure Liverpool can score 3.
And you can't be so sure that Aston Villa might shock Liverpool.
It's possible. That's what I'm saying. So you sounded like it's just going to be a goal. And come on, this game is yet to be played.
Now what I'm saying is, with the form of Liverpool and with the recent form of Aston Villa, it could be a 2-1 affair. But at the end of the day, even if this is football, just like you said, is a biscuit and you don't know where it's going to break, it might break even at Liverpool's end. It might be at the end of the day they defeat you by 2-1.
Defeat who?
Liverpool.
You said you like
you, yeah. I'm not Liverpool. You are Liverpool. It runs through your veins.
I'm telling you, I'm not Liverpool. Alright, Sport Maestro, we have to go right now. Thank you very much for coming.
Yeah, it's always a pleasure.
Alright, guys, it's a wrap on Total Sport on IBR92.5 FM. For those asking, we didn't have Sportpreneurship today. Apologies due to some unforeseen circumstances. You can do what you join us next week Tuesday for Sportpreneurship with Dr. Jobel Adaji, the one and only Chelsea fan. Alright, thank you very much. Join us tomorrow. AM Sport comes up 7:30 in the morning, and of course Total Sport comes up 3:05 in the afternoon. You don't want to miss it. A big ups to my studio manager DJ Scotty for doing a fantastic job, and as well the man that put us live on Facebook, the one I call Bro Olushola Jawo. Thank you very much. I am Kenny Bamdini signing out.
It's all about business.